Hey y'all, it's Fortune Frankly and welcome to Fortune Frankly Fridays, where we do a DIY home decor and more. For today's video, I want you to guess what type of DIYs we're doing. Don't cheat, don't look at the title. Today we're doing 3 DIYs inspired by very iconic, very influential fashion legends. We've lost quite a few fashion icons in the past couple of years, and while looking through their work, I was feeling, inspired. Now I'm just gonna let y'all know from the beginning. High fashion can be avant-garde, and it's not for everyone. These DIYs will also not be for everyone, but if all else fails, I just hope that you're entertained. With that being said, it's time for our fashion debut, and let's get started with these DIYs. Y'all not ready for this outfit switch? For this first project, we're going to be painting a doormat. No, we're not painting you, oh my gosh. A piece of Fortune Frankly advice, don't be a doormat. But anyway, this was inspired by a collaboration between Ikea and Off-White. My Swedish speaking viewers, please, none of us know how to pronounce any of the names at Ikea. I'll tell you a little bit more about Off-White and its founder as we're working, but for this project, you'll need a doormat, poster board, a cutting utensil, and some spray paint. A little fun fact, since I moved here 6 months ago, I have not had a doormat because I've been saving it for this project and for this video. Y'all can thank me later. Starting with our poster board, we're just gonna kind of try to make this proportionate to the doormat itself. So we're literally just gonna write the word doormat on here, in quotes, of course. This is like handwriting class in elementary or primary school, where you have to write in between the lines. I was never good at that. Nothing has changed, except the fact that I don't care anymore, plus I rarely actually write anything. I'm always typing. While y'all are working on that and making mistakes and having to flip the poster board over, start again from scratch because you didn't account for the amount of letters that you had to write, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Virgil Abloh, the founder of Off-White. Virgil was an American fashion designer and worked with LVMH, which is like a big fashionable umbrella. And he was the artistic director of Louis Vuitton. I'm so sorry. Louis Vuitton menswear line. Eventually, he created his own brand, Off-White. Now, don't worry, the clothes were not only off-white in color, there were other colors too. The brand was known to go outside of clothing for its collaborations, hence its huge collaboration with Nike sneakers and the iconic Ikea collaboration. I missed this Ikea collaboration. I don't know what I was thinking. Long story short, this project is my attempt to make myself feel better. Virgil created more spaces and visibility for Black people and Black culture in high fashion. And he was well known for his working relationships with a fellow Chicago person, Kanye West. Or is it Ye? I don't really know. Once you're finished drawing the letters, and of course these letters can be in whatever style you want, we're going to cut them out. Make sure you save the inner parts of letters like D, O, and A because we'll need those later. Once you finish cutting out the letters, you want to tape your poster board down to your doormat. This is basically a stencil we're going to be using to then put the paint on. You also want to cut out your quotation marks. These are super important. And you want to put back the little huequitos, like holes. And then you want to put your little donut holes back into the D, into the O, and into the A. And once everything is taped down, you're just going to spray paint over it. I'm using a black spray paint for this, but you can do it in whatever color, as long as it looks cute. Couple of tips for you right here. Try to spray directly on top of your stencil. Try not to spray at an angle because you'll get a little bit of the overspray into areas that are not covered by the stencil. I'm not speaking from experience here. Tip number 2, use a can that has paint in it. But once you have all of that done, you're ready for people to step on your doormat. For project numero dos, we are dressing up a planter. This planter was inspired by Thierry Mugler's iconic dress for Kim Kardashian for the 2019 Met Gala. Y'all were around, y'all know how big this dress was, or small. For this outfit, for this project, you'll need a planter, spray paint, a shower curtain, dye. No, not that type of dye, kind of like DIY, but DYE, glue, some type of thread or cord, and little crystals. Starting with our planter, we're gonna spray this in a nude color. And I'm gonna give this entire planter 2 coats of this spray paint. If y'all haven't noticed, I am not the same shade as Miss Kardashian West. Why is Kanye all up in this video? Let's just say Kim. No matter how much she wants to be, we're not the same shade. While that's drying, we're gonna go dye our shower curtain. The best place for me to dye something this big was in my sink. So I'm gonna fill it up with pretty hot water. I'm gonna put quite a bit of my dye in there, and this dye also is brown, because you know. And we're gonna submerge our shower curtain into the sea of darkness. And I put this pot to weigh it down a little bit because, you know, it was coming up for air. I'm like, nope. And I actually left this overnight just so I can get the color saturation that I was looking for. And I'm gonna set that outside to dry. Once those 2 pieces are complete, we're gonna take our planter and start gluing the shower curtain around the planter in a way that kind of resembles like the draping fabric. You can do this however you want. This is kind of free form, but you know, enjoy. So Thierry Mugler, or Manfred Mugler as he was known after he retired, was a French fashion designer. He started his fashion house in the 70s, and from the very beginning he emphasized diversity, both in terms of the topics his collections would kind of discuss, topics like racism, ageism, and who he had model his clothing. And that included people from marginalized communities, including trans women, drag queens, and adult film actors. And he is known for designing a bunch of iconic outfits for people like David Bowie, Beyonce, and Lady Gaga. And I'm just gonna kind of bunch up the shower curtain around the curve of the derriere, as you would say, and glue it down. After that's complete, I'm also going to string these crystals along some embroidery floss. The cord I had initially was too thick, can you imagine? And I'm just gonna kind of sew these into the shower curtain itself and glue things down just to make sure everything is looking a little cinched. And now you have your planter. For our third and final DIY, we are making our very own piece of artwork. This is inspired by Japanese fashion designer Takada Kenzō, and is a very cool mixed media piece that we're going to be creating. For this project, you'll need a canvas and literally anything you want to add to your canvas. I have some acrylic paint, spray paint, a zipper, paper, fabric, literally anything. Now this project is very, very freeform, very customizable. I want you to be able to do your own thing, so I'm not going to describe too much here. I'm just going to let y'all watch. And in the meantime, I'll give you more info on our fashion designer. Takada was originally from Japan and moved to Paris, France, to pursue his dreams of being a fashion designer and opening his own fashion house. This took some time to establish, especially being a foreigner in terms of the fashion world, but eventually his designs found a lot of success. He was known for using aspects of his Japanese culture, whether in design, fabric choice, motifs, and kind of fusing them into European fashion. He had a lot of bold prints and different kind of materials to create kind of a mishmash of stuff. He did a pretty well-received collaboration with H&M, which is why I'm wearing these pants over my shirt. And one of the most iconic symbols from Kenzō, the brand, is this tiger sweatshirt that a lot of celebrities have worn. As I said, I kind of just did random things here, but made it look intentional. And with that, you have your very own piece of artwork that you can say you paid like thousands of dollars to get from this one artist that nobody knows yet. Kind of like in that episode of The Kardashians where Khloe and Scott try to fool Kris into thinking that they have this like $1 million piece of artwork by this unknown artist. You can tell I really watched the show, right? And once your artwork is finished, you can hang it up and all of your guests will be asking like, oh my gosh, who was the artist for this? All right, welcome back. So I hope you like these DIYs. Some of them are a little bit out there, you know, in terms of concept, but they were fun to make and it really like challenged me to create something sort of nice. Ooh, oh no, it's a fly. Oh my gosh. We don't do mosquitoes. I'm not in Florida anymore. Leave me alone. I particularly liked our last project inspired by Kenzō. This is a piece of artwork that can be super unique to you, but I'm curious to know what was your favorite project from this video and what kind of inspired you to create your own DIY. If you're feeling lucky, you can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And if you're not feeling lucky, I'm so sorry, but I hope to see you again in the near future. I hope everyone is staying safe out there, being fashionable. I see y'all. And as always, thanks for watching.